Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Would not be OPL 9 if there were not 5 or 6 games. So, Sin have sent us the game number 3 of this best of 3 series against TM. We're about to head into that third and final match.
Yeah, Carbon, explain yourself. What do you mean? You were responsible for yes. Nah, joking. So we have another long night of League of Legends. But at the same time, this series has been so intriguing for me because game 1, it looked like TM had everything rolling. Their young players were firing. And we're like, okay, this is what their maximum potential looks like. And then all of a sudden, game 2, Dockler brings Sin back into it almost single-handedly with a couple of sneaky kills on the top side and winning the split push. And all of a sudden, we're going to a game 3 where arguably, you know, we've just had a couple of sloppy games out of Juves. T-Guns had not so good of a game too. The veterans are the ones that are letting their teams down right now. They just need the young mechanical kids to take over.
Yeah, it's a pretty stark contrast. If you look at TM from game 1 and 2, although I will say that I think at the start of that game, for the first 10 minutes or however long it was, that TM looked like the game was going to go in much the same fashion as the first. And then a fantastic solo effort by Dockler, both at top with a solid kill and at bot when they tried to commit to him there, really opened the game up for them.
Really curious to see if TM are going to give away Zac again. They did the last time they were on red side, but instead Sin are like, no. That's a blue side Zac ban.
Only's good Zac. Sin, they don't want to deal with it, but Juves didn't have a good performance.
Galio Thresh. Ooh, they ban away the Galio, leave them both open. T-Gun had a great Thresh game.
Well, here we come. Rogue Thresh first pick. What do you reckon?
Has to be.
What do you reckon?
There is a saying Melburnians have.
What's that?
I will bear my ass in Burke Street if he doesn't pick this. I won't actually, but come on. Yeah, he does. Yeah, there we go.
I reckon that's a pretty safe bet, actually. I think he could have stuck with that one.
Could have stuck with it? Yeah, you just... all right, yeah, getting back to it anyway, yeah. There's certainly the power picks that have been taken away, and the thing now is that TM is actually the ones that ban the Tahm Kench. So you can see Rogue looks pretty happy with himself, nodding along with it.
Yeah, they kind of banned out the counter to Thresh. Most people are picking Tahm into Thresh, and
that's Graves.
They've banned it and let them take Thresh, and they're not really taking anything for themselves.
So Sin banning out 2 junglers and Praetus Fiora. That means Only's going to pick up Graves still. Plenty of junglers to pick from.
I know exactly the mindset Only is in. Only is thinking right now, I actually can just outpass.
Oh! Sorry to cut you off, but that's a beep boop in the bottom lane.
Yeah, don't care. It's been picked everywhere. He's just saying, I can outpath, I can outfarm. I'm going to, instead of being in Italy where I have to land skill shots to be relevant, give me a 50 CS advantage on Graves. I will win team fights. Like, just give me the power right now.
Actually, this is an interesting hover right now that TM didn't take the Zilean. Shock, known... Bensel said it in his coaching interview during the second game, I think, that you know, he's known for playing Zilean. Wonder whether he'll bring it out. Zed Hover.
We do have the Ashe pick coming out for FBI again, 3 games in a row. The final pick for TM in the first draft phase is going to be Jarvan for Praetor in the top side.
Okay. Decent matchup into Gragas, I think.
So if you're Sin now, do you just ban Caitlyn Varus and see what they pick next?
I mean, no, I think you ban Orianna because you don't want to give away the Orianna-Jarvan combo again.
That is true,
that is true.
That
pretty devastating on that.
Yeah, they put in work together in that first game. I think the Ashe lock-in is good. I think FBI's been pretty good on Ashe all day. We see the Zilean ban, not surprising. Renekton ban from TM. Be curious to see whether they follow up with the Jace. I think Dockler looked a lot better on the Jace than he looked on any champ so far in the OPL.
You want the Jarvan into tank matchup right now if you are the TM lineup, or better yet, Jarvan into Rumble matchup, which looked absolutely in favor.
Echo ban from TM instead.
I think Dockler, you have to throw the gauntlet here. You have to show that you can play Jason to more than just the Fiora and continue to play a carry.
That's a Syndra ban in response from Sin. So all Eddie carries left open for low.
Orianna's up.
What he wants to play against with the Blitzcrank, and they can prioritize their mid lane pick here if they choose, as you mentioned.
Although they might be scared of the Orianna-Taliyah matchup. Although the thing is if they don't pick Ori here and Sin takes Ori, is Shock gonna play Taliyah? You know what I mean?
I completely agree with the sentiment, and I also think that what the difference is last game, the reason that it was working is they were playing 1-4. We've already said that Praetors should probably more often than not be grouping with the Jarvan, and you're not really scared of a Taliyah in a 5v5.
Taliyah. And that's going to be a Dockler top lane. Gragas says Kha'Zix's been picked up.
Move away from the Jace.
Not a huge fan of this, to be honest. Kha'Zix for the first, like, 4 levels is fine jungling, and then Graves runs away with the jungling speed significantly after that portion.
Hello. Yeah, I feel like, well, yeah, they've locked in the gym. We've seen that once today to some success.
That's with Xayah, Varus, Caitlyn all left open. Last time we saw that was because Drak thought that those were going to be all the champs that were banned away, and Jim was the last one to pick. Instead, this time, Low very confident with that pickup.
Opting stay away from the Varus. I mean, yeah, interesting to pick Jhin over Varus, really, in almost any circumstance. I mean,
is this the combo with Blitzcrank in the bottom lane?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's a little bit extra crit burst damage with Ignite.
That's true, actually. But at the same time, Varus, as far as 80 carries goes, has one of the highest front-loaded damage as well.
That is true.
2 auto attacks into ability generally chunks out most things down there. But I like TM's lineup, honestly. They've got a good 5v5 teamfight. I like the fact they've given teamfight priority this time to only.
Yep.
And I think that pressure is on Juves because as a Gragas, you can afford to have a low damage game. As a Kha'Zix, you cannot afford to have a low damage game
absolutely.
because you don't do much else.
I don't really agree. I mean, okay, because like let's think about it from their perspective during the draft. They're thinking like, oh, okay, we have the Gragas already. They've picked Graves. Like, is this Gragas into Graves matchup? Like, what's it like, Juves? And Juves is saying like, oh, you know, it's pretty hard. Like, yeah, I have CC, but like, you know, he's going to have priority pretty much everywhere. They're like, okay, well, like, what's better? Like, what's a better matchup? Let's put Gragas top. It's like, oh, yeah, Kha'Zix, I guess. But then like, the matchup is, like you said, it's not that much. Like, it's a little bit better, certainly, but it's not that much better. And I feel like the Jace, Doppler on the Gragas hasn't had a big impact.
No.
Juves did have an impact on the Gragas. I feel like the Gragas jungle and the Jace combo would have worked a lot better, but we'll have to see.
And it reminds me of a really old argument I used to have with Kobe. Is he used to say, whenever you get face checked as Kha'Zix, you have kill threat. And I'm like, but every jungler, if you face check them, has kill threat. You face check a Lee Sin, he'll have kill threat on you. Elise will have kill threat on you.
Yep.
That's not how jungle really works. No, Amumu does not, which is why he's not saying that is the sole thing keeping Amumu out of competitive play at the moment.
I disagree. If you go AP Amumu, they face check you. You do auto E, save the Q combo for the last. Like, that is still a lot of damage.
It certainly is.
It's funny that you bring that up. Jungle is one of the few roles where who face checks who is really the winner, determines the winner of the fight, as opposed to every other lane where you constantly can see the guy. Yeah,
100% agree. And the big thing for me is just that if the counter pick, and the reason I bring it up is the rationale behind Kha'Zix into Graves is legitimately that. I can fight him early if he walks in and tries to invade on me. It's like, well, I honestly think if you have good enough vision control on anyone they walk into their jungle, you can fight them.
Yeah, agreed.
Look at this.
I mean, you chased out a Graves with a Nunu yesterday.
This is cheeky though. Cena trying to see if Only comes in for the collapse here a little bit late. They're both going to walk at the same time. Praetor finds some good damage. Great damage from Only. Doppler though is going to be in a lot of trouble. Flash. He may be forced to flash away if Only flashes on top of him, but instead they just secure their jungle start.
Yeah, and I think the reason they do that is Praetor actually is running Corrupting Pot. He doesn't really care if he burns a couple. He can go back top lane, whereas Doppler, he's running normal potions. He's already used 100 gold in this matchup.
Yep.
He's going to go back to base as well. Praetor said, all
he's going to burn teleport. Praetor, he's such a funny top laner. He will do anything to win top lane fit.
Going back to base. I mean, a tweet coming in about Rogues, Thresh, and T-Guns, Blitzcrank all in one game. It's Hook City bot lane today. Sin against TM, this is a decisive game as well.
Really like that jungle re-entry, though, from TM. Only waited for Jarvan to get there to face check. Didn't face check himself. Graves has huge AoE burst at level 1, probably one of the best in the game. Manages to trade back really effectively.
Not sure about this,
to stretch his advantage.
Seems that Wolfcrank's been taken.
He wants to dive top lane.
If Juve saw him take that cone, I don't think Ryoma has. I think they're expecting him to go to blue. I think that's why Ryoma went there.
There is a ward on Tribrush though, but I think it's on the other side. So if he sneaks through Grom, that could be a dive top lane. Doppler is healing our back up through his passive, but massive CS lead top lane already. Praetor is 12 CS to 3. TP advantage though, still in favor of Doppler. I mean, Juves is dying to red buff.
I don't really see this Doppler spinning TP anytime soon. Juves' smite charge is coming back up. Not sure why he's basing. He can stay on the map if he wants.
Yep. Especially with Rockets into Raptors, actually gives you a lot of health back.
Almost full if you fight them.
So Rockets into Raptors plus a smite charge would have allowed him to at least stay on bottom side of the map.
Well, we've got Sword versus Machete in the jungle matchup. Kha'Zix wins 1v1. Graves clears a little quicker.
I'm a fan of the Machete. I don't know about yourself. I actually haven't seen what you do, but I think the Machete is 99% of the time a better purchase.
Depends on the plan, right? Like if Juves buys Sword, runs straight into the river, tries to all in, like, yeah, okay, Sword's going to be better. But if you're playing Graves and you have your entire bot side jungle to clear, might be a better idea.
Not to mention Raptor respawn probably after the 3 camps are up as well, so he can once again just put his jungle on full farm rotation.
Especially if only he's happy to just free farm at the moment. He's got pressure top side of the map because of Doppler burning double potions early.
You don't want to really turret diver, go anywhere near a turret when it's a Blitzcrank. We spoke about this. Blitzcrank get pushed in, but if they can freeze well, which T-Gun is a veteran Blitzcrank player.
You kind of get the wave at that perfect position where it's not quite bouncing into the tower, but it's not quite frozen that there are so many minions. Blitzcrank absolutely thrives in that position.
When you push in bottom lane, the whole point is to push in so you can 9 CS and harass underneath the turret without any response. But Blitzcrank's just like, sure, you want to come close to me? I will hook you, and you are pretty much going to die.
Yeah, it's one of the few champions who likes being pushed in the bot lane.
Jhin doesn't do too badly farming underneath the turret. Top side though, Doppler, no mana whatsoever going in for a
surprised that Praedyth didn't just combo him there, because Doppler's completely He's going to have to go back to base.
Yeah, this will be
burn the TP. Praedyth is almost, because what's going to happen here is he's going to burn the TP. Praedyth's TP is going to come up around the same time that he hits level 6. They have a Blitzcrank into Ashe Thresh. Expect a big bot play.
There's a hook going down towards low, but it's from the Thresh itself. Juice gets caught in as well. Everyone flashing on forward.
Flashes on the tower.
Really close. Low. There's the hook. Doesn't connect. Low escapes. 2 summoner spells burnt by both teams.
Yeah, actually it's 3 burnt because all of a sudden the flash on Juves was also there. He really wanted to pick up low. Actually was pretty much not taking no for an answer. And because of this, we talked about the fact that, you know, Raptors would be respawning, the pathing that Only would be able to go for. Actually looks to take away Gromp as well as...
Only he's just rang him around the rosy.
Hook onto Tegan.
Good hook.
Plays it back. Good damage. Minions there to block the hook in return.
He's still got potions left. Isn't this annoying? Like, people forget about it when they're playing against melee champions in the support position, but Targon's health regeneration as well as all the potions they get.
Pretty significant. Very
hard to put damage into a Blitzcrank.
Yep.
Shouldn't be, but it is.
Yeah.
Has given FBI a small CS advantage. You can see now they're freezing it just out of the range where Blitzcrank can get a good hook off. So good play for Sin. TM still have the gold advantage though, thanks to the farming that's top lane. 42 to 25.
It's going to be pretty spooky though. He's got it up. You know, I think it's coming up right about now. He's just come up. He's got ult.
Just use it to
he's going to base. He's going to have a buy off. Ashe is still in lane with no
flash.
Watch him just use it top lane, Carmen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I guess you can do that too.
The win more strategy.
Here we go.
Gangster's coming in.
He's got no E. He's got no E. You're level 6. That was a flash if he chose. But anyway, the point is that imagine if you TP bot lane with the ult.
Talia's now down bottom lane. I bet you they wish they had the teleport available right now. T-Gun's going to go for the cheeky hook. You watch. Ooh.
Well, T-Gun's got flash and Ashe has no flash. If anyone comes down here, this Ashe should die. I mean, they have Lantern, I suppose, but...
I was going to ask you, you would have played, you're a big Graves man when you have some time. Does it bounce off the J4 Cataclysm?
Yep.
It does.
Yep. So
that's great.
Can't, well, it's
if
actually not.
If you dash in.
It's actually not because...
Hang on, Low going to get played back. Oh, Tegan hits a minion. Now Low taking a lot of damage. FBI going under the turret. He doesn't care. Captive Audience does not connect. First blood picked up by FBI. Very clean from Sin's bottom lane.
Fantastic. I mean, pretty poor from TM. It was a bad hook Thresh's hook was bad for TM, and then Blitz's hook was bad also for TM.
Yep.
And it results in a dead 80 carry. Yeah, imagine if J4 just TP'd bot.
That would have been great.
What a different game we'd be in.
And especially, like, I can understand if you're looking for wave priority or something like that, but
he just wants to crush his lane.
So many things on the bottom side of the map right now. Infernal Drake, turrets to be taken at this stage of the game. Not to mention an overextending bottom lane consistently. That was one of the times where it's almost a cardinal sin to go back top and just look to crush that.
Yep. Well, we've got the 10 CS lead, soon to be 16.
Woo!
See what he can do with
matters, right? Apparently he's afraid of anyway. Right, hello, Mike.
Oh.
Cheeky Blitzcrank in the bush.
T-Gun's got the Mobies.
He's got the triple pink ward laying down on that river, though.
Graves, not a big impact so far. He has the hammer, so he's got damage. He's level 6. Hasn't managed to find an opportunity yet.
Yeah, and, you know, isn't farming all that quickly. He does take off at, you know, 1.5 items plus boost.
Once he finishes his enchantment and he can start just burning his mana to clear the camps, because at this point he still loses mana if he just keeps spamming Q. Once he finishes his warriors, that's kind of when he just kind of blasts off. But yeah, this bot lane flash window slowly shrinking. Ashe is up in about 30 seconds. Same with Kha'Zix. You have to think that they should do something.
Here we go. Finally the play is here.
Ultimate available. Doppler has flashed as well. Praetor already tanking so many shots of the turrets.
They're pinging away the fact that Taliyah cheated up and all of a sudden they just don't want to commit. They have enough burst damage to take him down. He's only a double ring with absolutely no mana. I think that that's one of the situations where you can actually just blast and dash away.
Reset it. That's the only way.
Oh, got him!
Caught that.
Tegan's very happy about that. You can see him very vocal in the team comments about that reset. But Sin, they're trying to take bottom side. Look at this. They're trying to play both sides of the map. Wave clear coming out from the gym, but it's not going to be enough. Tanked up by Rogue. And again, top side from TM, they can't capitalize because Rome has cheated into Fog of War and threatening to use Weaver's Wall.
I mean, that's big. Arrow comes out as well.
Goes up towards Low. Low is a sitting duck here. Not quite sure they wrapped around good enough there, but they got him. That's 2 kills now for FBI.
I actually think that after Rogue had played the wrong member, gone for the hook on the wrong member there, they could have flashed.
Curious. Doppler looking for the double. He's going to knock Praetor back in. He is a dead man.
Oh, my.
This is a disaster. What are you doing, TM?
I don't know. I'll let Carbon explain that one.
I mean, there's not really much to explain. Kind of what you saw is what you got. The one thing I did want to say is that it seems like the TM game plan was to sack their bottom lane. I'm not sure why you would do that after picking Blitzcrank, but they have. Orianna, you know, when they tried to make the top dive, Orianna was coming at a base, so Taliyah had free roam. Even when Orianna got back to the lane and Taliyah was on the top side of the river.
There is a dark passage there. Oh,
no! He side jumped the whole time too. He's just playing with his food. Sorry, what I was going to say very quickly was Taliyah walked to the top side of the river. Orianna could have gone bot when they were pushing the wave, still decided not to. She also followed Taliyah up into the top river. So they're really putting all their eggs in the Praetor basket. And I think it's going to cost them the game.
Yeah, it's just not doing anything in return for TM. Double teleport
30
to his own lane.
up, but losing out on that kill does cost him quite badly.
TM still lead in the jungle and top lane. Mid lane is dead even. Bottom lane, though, is where all the gold is for Sin.
Yep, certainly is.
It's a 2,000 gold lead as well.
I was actually going to call you, I was going to walk down memory lane with you for a little bit, because you would remember this tournament, I think, 2014 ACL Sydney. Yep. T-Gun played Blitzcrank when he was on Team Immunity, and got them into the semi-finals, actually, by running up mid lane 3 times and hooking priority targets when they were about 14,000 gold down. So, still hope left for the old man yet.
I mean, Blitz is Blitz, right? And sometimes when you're losing, Blitz is better than when you're winning. Because the enemy starts walking up to your tower, and you can pull him in.
Double shockwave mid. Shock's still going to get knocked back here. Good flash. Gets him back to
auto
safety.
attack.
Yeah.
Top lane though. Blitzcrank's in trouble. He's going to get killed by FBI. Locked down inside of Cataclysm. Will die eventually to the FD. Wow, that's low. That picks up 2 kills. Big crit as well on the backside of that. 2 for 2.
I'm just going to not even talk about top lane. Gragas players everywhere. Stop auto-attacking between your flash body slam combo. There's no point flash body slamming if you're not just going to throw the ultimate. You know you're going to hit the body slam.
It's a bad habit, I think. Oh, she's trapped.
Get me out of here. Stuck. Oh no, there's a body slam behind him. Oh, that's disgusting. I thought he was all right. Just thought he was stuck for a bit. No.
Good flank.
Woo.
Nice wall.
Put him in jail.
Nice wall. If they can hold on to mid tower here, that'll be pretty big.
Blitzcrank,
Like
Jarvan's on the way.
Tough. Jarvan has TP.
Not going to use it for that wave. Come on.
No, it's not top lane.
It's not top lane. Calm down.
On my way pings, but he's just walking straight down mid lane.
Yeah.
Here comes
They're going to look for the hook.
Jhin
Coming,
well.
guys.
Oh, there we go.
Turns the Jets on.
Real fast.
Turns the Jets on.
Punches a couple minions in the face.
He's got the NOS.
I love the
Flicks
break
the NOS
sound
switch.
of this one as well, like when you really slow down.
Yeah. That's good skin. Good skin.
Best skin? What's the best skin?
Best skin in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably a loaded question. Best Blitzcrank skin? I think, is...
It's got to be iBlitzcrank. That was pay to win on the release.
Well, yeah, that is true. I reckon it's got to be... I like Riot Blitz. The Goalkeeper Blitz. I have that skin. That's why I like it. Very rare skin. Not as rare as Rusty Blitz, but it's the second rarest Blitz skin.
I mean, he plays it from time to time. It's not that rare.
Come on, that's not... He's not even on the show. Get over it. What about Santa Nunu?
Oh, top tier.
Top tier?
Top tier skin, absolutely.
You're not a fan of the Nunu bot?
I'm a fan. I do like Nunu bot, but it's just too mainstream. I'm not mainstream with my
What about the
skin choices.
grungy? See, I'm a grungy Nunu man.
Grungy Nunu.
Because that was the only one I could afford when I first started playing the game, the recolor.
I like Zombie Nunu. That's like a
cool
modern,
one, actually,
like good particles and stuff. That's a good skin. But Christmas Nunu, Merry Elpimus.
Nah, TPA Nunu is where it's really at.
TPA, yeah, that's all right.
Good
That's all
skin.
right skin. That's all right skin.
That was picked up as a support Nunu skin as well. You can't play that as a jungler. Come on, mate.
Yeah, no,
It's the added BM. I mean, spawn in the jungle. It's great.
Because I find there's two kinds of like people in the world. People that like the new flashy skins, or then the
Yeah.
people that like the little old dingy skins
Yeah,
that like
yeah.
someone just crafted out,
Yeah.
and stuck in the game.
Either you're wowed by the particles, or it's like you're in it for the nostalgia. I'm in it for the nostalgia.
And there's
The
people like
uglier a
that
skin
even in
is,
other
the more
games.
likely it is that I use it.
Tiga looking for this hook.
I'm an ugly
Trying to
skin
shoot
man.
in.
There's people like that in other games. I know there's people in like D3 and stuff that run around with like top end gear and they just want to look homeless. They're like in torn shorts and like a singlet top.
Yeah. TM have kind of managed to stabilize his gold lead.
They're only 1,000
Certainly
behind.
have.
Scene
While we're
one.
talking about nothing,
Yeah.
nothing's
They're
happening
putting
on the
work
rift
in.
and they're fine.
They're
If
picking
you
up a lot
have
of farm. Graves has gotten to that warrior point. He's stretching ahead in gold. I think that's probably a big part of what it is. Yeah, there's about 600 right there. Bit of gold in the top lane.
Sin have the Infernal Dragon though, so that helps him out.
Yeah,
Later
that
on
is
the
true.
match especially.
That is true. It's a bit of gold value that you can't see.
Big rotation coming into the top lane right now. You can
Yeah, it's
see
a
that
fat wave.
everyone wants in on that. I'm surprised Kratos hasn't TP, but there's only 56 seconds left for the Dragon. So
He's not going to use it for the Dragon Pit.
Maybe if you
No
just
way.
call like other objectives like top lane. You know what I mean? Like, no, you can't TP. You can't TP to that Tower Praetor. Top lane is spawning in 42. Oh shit! Top lane. I love top lane.
Oh, FBI was just able to 100-0 a turret there. No response from TM. Seems
FBI's
like
got
they're-
Bork and Tarbies. He's going to 1v1
He's the
Jarvan.
entire gold lead for Sin right now.
Oh, he's huge. Only has that 2-level lead, so that kind of acceleration point that we were talking about.
dude.
Tingar's still chasing. He's definitely hit that acceleration point. He's also got the Tarbies, double long, and warrior, so he is absolutely massive right now.
Prioritizing Dragon, it seems TM. Not quite sure what the next one to spawn is going to be.
yeah, in
If it's a
terms of
fire, I
strength
can
right now,
understand.
It is too.
And I'm going to guess that it is a fire based on that
everyone
TM have actually set up
Here he goes.
extremely well for it.
Oh,
He's hit
no.
the NOS.
Got
Need
him.
for
got
speed.
him!
Ooh!
Oh, Shockwave as well. Good night,
Rinsed.
Jews.
No
Oh,
flash.
the Hook
See you
City.
later.
Tegan's in some trouble though. Rock Throw is dealing good damage. Arrow onto
Arrow.
Shock. No cleanse available for him. He's a dead man. Double
Here comes
teleports
top
coming
lane.
out. Here comes Praetor from top lane. This is the new top lane objective. Slams on towards FBI. Deletes him. He flashes away. Dockler with a big knockback go. Gets low. Gets another kill. And the TM come out as a loss there. Hook goes wide.
And Sin are just 4v5 specialists. They just don't need Juice anymore.
It's just every time you think, every time you pick Juves, actually, you're only dooming yourself.
Because he has more
That's the
time
true
to focus on
genius.
shot calling.
That's the true genius of Juves. As soon as his hands come off the keyboard and the brain takes over, you can't beat him anymore. He's too good. No, look, Shock gets hit by the arrow, no cleanse, unfortunate, and cost him a lot.
Good
and it's
night,
going to
eh?
cost him even more.
Roma's got a kill there.
might be
Flash
game,
play into the Hook. How do you like that, Tiga? Taste of your own medicine.
Hate
Double
to call
kill.
it early, but Ryoma's just picked up 4 kills in that little skirmish there. So
Yep.
now he's 5-0-1,
He's want to do that.
and he's
that,
already
Rama.
30 CS up, and he's
It
going
was
to have
infernal.
double fire drag. This is that is a bad news story if you're a TM fan, and that might have just shoved the Sin Gaming lineup over the edge.
Dragon picks up second Infernal Dragon for the team. Not great at all.
At least we guessed right. Only
True.
a fire drag attracts that many people. If it was any other dragon, they'd be doing all sorts of other things before it spawned.
Yeah,
Fire
real
dragons,
barrels.
no, we have to be prepared for this. Imagine if they just turned for the drag. after killing.
They just
Juves.
had left that brush, gone back towards the Dragon.
They would have.
Different game.
Yeah, it's funny how many small things could completely change a game. You know? But that's the difference between a Gauntlet team and a non-Gauntlet team.
So is Sin a Gauntlet team at the moment?
Right now, I'm not sure.
Direwolves, Chiefs, Legacy, I assume. Are you brave
Yeah,
at the moment?
yeah. So you've got the top three. Javor, you know, Old Guard.
Yep.
And then you have, you know, last year's Gauntlet was Sin and AV. I think AV have looked okay. They had a 2-0 in the first week, 2-1 against us yesterday. I think they're a Gauntlet team. But, well, we can count out Regicide probably.
Yep.
I mean, they did have
now.
signs of life against Direwolves, but you know, we'll have to see what happens for the rest of the split. Obviously, it's a long season, but I think that, you know, TM and Sin, if this series is anything to go by, look pretty even at the moment. Abyss, I think, would also rank in that kind of group. So I think you can kind of maybe split it into fours, where top 4 is Legacy, Direwolves, Chiefs, plus, you know, maybe AV. Bottom 4 is Sin, TM, Regicide, and Abyss, and they're kind of fighting for that 5th Gauntlet spot.
It's curious now, especially the way the point system works in the OPL. If you pick up a single map victory, you get an extra point. You take one off your opponent from the perfect victory of 2-0.
Every game counts.
Yep.
And that's
Moving
big
into
for
Gauntlet's
teams
big too.
like TM especially, because, you know, Sin, they've got the same core group. They're trying to work Dockler in, but you can't really give that many excuses to them. At the same time, TM have got 3 brand new players on their lineup right now, and they had a very disruptive split 1. So I think that the more sneaks they get in the first 4 weeks, before we go towards that Rift Rivals break, where they're going to have a big chance to be able to scrim, the better off they are. And the thing about all the teams, like the teams that go over, they're going to have great scrim sets in yourself and Direwolves as well as Sin because of all the internationals.
Got Juves.
You know what this means?
Flash, good captive audience, but Rogus
When one team fight is just around the corner right now for Sin Gaming.
Sin is about to rinse them.
But what I was going to say is one of the big things for the team staying behind is all of a sudden the Chiefs open up for a scrim partner, AV open up for a scrim partner. They have a couple of weeks where they're going to be able to stay home and do some good stuff there.
They're all chasing on towards Ryouma here. He's going to try and stand and fight like a man. He's got Dockler close by, low, popping the ultimate nice and early. Big hook, Dockler in trouble. They trade 2 kills for a top lane turret. What else can TM do with this?
Double shutdown for a top lane turret.
Another problem is, though, Juves wasn't there to die first. If Juves was there and died, I guarantee you Ryouma would have turned that.
I feel like TM could have moved towards Baron there, but All-Mate Harold still pushing on towards a turret.
It can be easy to forget about Harold. He's new to the game. You win a team fight and you kind of think, oh, what do we usually do when we win a team fight? We run to Baron. And then there's a big purple, I mean, I don't even know what he is, but he's just pounding the tower.
I think it's a she now. I'm not going to lie.
Is it?
Yeah, I think we've changed the sex of Harold.
How do you determine gender on a
void
monster?
I mean, he only does harm boys, so
Voidologist.
little obvious.
Ooh, teleport play coming in, and Praetor is actually caught out here.
Forwards though, so you're going to let them out.
He's going for shock.
Shock, no sums.
Flash. No, only has cleanse available. Doesn't matter. He's dead. Dockler takes up a few turret shots. It's all that gets for it.
T-Gun had to hook him out of his body slam there. That was the MLG play.
Unfortunately, it didn't come through, so T-Gun cost Shock his life.
No, I mean, that's a bit, that's the mad life. You can't expect him to hit that.
Let's
see if they can hold this tower.
Ryoma's trying to sneak in behind. Get a good win as well out. Praetor actually goes in. Good damage. Gets rooted there by Low. Good hook back. Dockler's dead.
And this is what I was talking about. Sometimes when you're losing, Blitzcrank is better than when you're winning.
Tiga's going to flash away. Praetor's still looking for the engage.
Praetor wants it. You can see how far up he is playing right now. He wanted to go in.
He has his ult still.
Yeah, has ult, has Only's ult. That alley-oop combo has worked a couple of times very nicely. Only has gone... Oh, I have a theory, by the way. Have you heard my theory? Yeah, Death Dance Starrick Gauge is like OP on every champion, I'm convinced.
You know what? I reckon you might be onto something there. I haven't seen many people build it, but I have seen Tallywhacker, old mate. He plays Death Dance Graves top with Ninja Tabus and he takes 0 damage.
Yep.
Because the damage reduction from Death Dance is like 15% or something.
Yeah.
And then you have the Tabus as well, which was 12%, but they did nerf it. I think maybe to 10.
Get the lifeline that comes on and you just shoot your ultimate out and you get all your health back and you run around shotgunning people.
Yep.
Big fan.
Reminds me of the old Graves. When Graves first came out and Sterix and Moore used to stack.
Yeah.
And as soon as you had them both finished, you were impossible to kill.
Down Scurry picked up
They
by
take fun things off us.
They do.
We have very few things left as junglers that we do.
They do. As soon as jungle's strong, they nerf it to the floor.
The top laner in the making.
Split one is always the exciting split for junglers. Split one is when you get
FBI hooked by Tegan. Flex your muscles, buddy.
beep boop.
Only sends the fireworks out after it as well. Just nice
It's a light show.
Yep.
He's been to Vivid clearly, been inspired.
That is most of the gold lead for Sin gone as well. Most of it is sitting in FBI.
This gold lead stretched out to about 5k after that those mid picks, and they pulled it back to 2.7.
They're doing well right now, TM. They seem to... They got a little bit flustered. You can see the tempo of the game got away from them, and out of nowhere, they've just hit the big reset. T-Gun said, unless I hook someone, we're not fighting them anymore. And it seems to be going fine.
I think the one thing that Sin have to fall back on here is the double fire, double Infernal Drake. That's going to scale really well into the late game. They can probably afford to lose a bit of tempo through picks here and there because they know, the longer this goes, the more value they're going to get out of those fires.
I completely agree with that, but at the same time, Jhin late game is just such a monster to be able to deal with. And then Graves is, in my opinion, just better than Kha'Zix.
Solo mission. Oh, wait, no, he's got teammates.
Is this a 4-on-5? It's going to be a 4-on-4 to kick things off.
Big
shockwave. Stu's going to take a lot of damage. Almost goes down, but not quite.
Cooldown.
Hook onto low. He's going to flash away. Almost going to take it down. Barrel from Dockler snipes him off. That's actually a double kill picked up by him. Big Cataclysm coming out from Praetor, but it's not going to do too much. He's just being knocked back left and right. FBI almost falling. Just look at the low health bars on Sin. TM just can't find a way to kill them.
They just needed to claw that a little bit more at the same time. The Unison wasn't there out of the engage. And if the teleport was a little bit earlier, or if only hadn't have given the fireworks away for the last engage, that would have been a completely different team fight instead. Sin run away with it. In the end, very nice Weaver's Wall.
League is a game of 1%ers, Small thing here or there, small micro change here or there, and you have a totally different game. And like you said, you went full Vivid on the Ashe hook and had nothing left for the Orianna or the Kha'Zix. You would have killed either of them.
Oh boy, this time around doesn't work out for him though. FBI still holding onto a nice lead. He's got 3 items completed, double crit Zeal item done. You can see on the flip side, Low's gone for the Infinity Edge into Rapid Fire Cannon for Jhin. No Essence Reaver pickup.
T-Gun does have the aimbot on though. And I think if he hits a couple more... No, don't do it.
Hello.
Don't do it.
Silence. Oh, tries to get a mid-Dark Passage. Doesn't work. Low now in trouble. He used his flash last fight. Hook a little bit too wide to reach.
They need to stop trying to catch Juves. They're not listening.
Nah,
They're trying to catch the wrong person.
It goes...
Low gets traded out.
FBI, Ryoma, then Juve.
He said they're going to catch the catcher. Tegan caught out. He's dead.
That's the catcher.
Again, able to get him with that death sentence.
Obviously, Fish, big Sakura fan, card captain. What? You would watch that anime, wouldn't you?
Hang on, Low. Oh, no, it's only to get caught out here. Captain Bodies doesn't connect. Ryoma going to tank that with the Banshee's Veil.
He's got
no flash on Ryoma. They're doing Baron at the same time.
Only just threw out his ultimate. He's incredibly low. Praetor gets locked down.
Big
shockwave will kill Juve.
Jungler dead.
Will be a redemption to keep the rest of Sin alive.
Goodness gracious me. That is a shockwave and a half. The young man has absolutely just saved this mid game. Because that was a turnaround into Baron. There was no smite available on only. He had no flash either.
Had no health.
Yeah, that's not the situation you want to be going into a steal with. And Shock has just absolutely fucked one out of nowhere.
Yep. Huge. I think it was 4-man shockwave.
Yep.
It's a shame he has no items. Didn't really do much damage, but he managed to pick up the Juve's kill. Which denies him the Baron. It's pretty big. T-Gun's back on the map now. Hopefully he turns his aimbot back on.
I mean, it was on. Just, he was on loan.
That's
he
true.
Used it.
And also he hooked Juves, which we know is a mistake.
But at the same time, they've got a little bit of control around this area. I think that they're like maybe a Liandry's or potentially a Death Cap away from Shock being very relevant again in this game.
You look at the rest of the items. Vendaz almost compete for only. That's a big pickup for him, reducing more damage. Praetor almost has Gargoyle Stoneplate.
Yep. I actually don't mind the situation that TM is in, just given the fact that Juves is completely AD at the moment, very squishy, 2 levels behind, and still not having a great series.
Doc is also pure resistance. Very little health from the Gragas at the moment.
That's also true, actually. He needs to get some health in that build for it to be more effective. Because Stone Plate works off your current health. Oh, sorry, your max health? Yeah. Stone Plate works off your max health. So to get max efficiency out of it, you need to build at least some health, which he has not done. He's got only the Ruby Crystal.
We're going to start Baron again.
He's not available, so this is actually a big play. Shockwave maybe for the steal. No, nice. They're not even in here.
That is gone. TM are going to lose Baron. Sin just sneak it away so quickly.
Yep, that's actually a really nice play, as you said. Obviously, heads up. They knew that the bottom lane wave wasn't really under any threat. They knew that the teleport wasn't available and that no one could really approach.
Only stuck doing golems. He's frothing at the idea of Flame Horizon this Kha'Zix, but unfortunately you don't win by getting a CS lead.
You certainly don't.
You don't just reach a cap and they just pause and say, "Nice farming only. Well done, mate. You win." Done well like that.
Oh, now there's a 3,000 gold lead in the mid lane and bottom lane.
That man on your screen is actually who I wanted to talk about quickly. Rogue has been able to pick up Thresh. We said that they would go towards it. He's 0-0-13. Not obviously all about the score, but has been able to answer the Hook City of T-Gun quite nicely in the latter stages of this mid-game.
Yep. He's played very well. A few choice lanterns as well to save his teammates. I think Rogue always, you know, I haven't seen a poor Thresh game from him in OPL in a long while. So another stellar performance from him.
Setting up for another dragon to seem to
Oh, hang on.
It's
Preempted TP.
Freydif comes in quick, jumps over all these rocks, takes some damage for it. Tegan gets hooked, looking for his own hook. He's going to get knocked back. Freydif yet to use anything. There's a redemption trying to keep them all alive. Wilbur slightly while longer. Shockwave did not connect. Weaver's wall separates Sin.
Big swing, no ding on the Shockwave.
Certainly was, and now all of a sudden potentially Low looking for a kill on the way out. Doppler will die if he takes the last one.
Does not. Rogue.
Heal burnt.
Wants it.
That's a third fire.
They have to be able to fight it somehow, don't they?
Yep, it's gone already though.
They're looking for Roma's actually taking down only. There's no smite. Yeah. Good clans, but Shock is dead. Doppler doesn't even fall to Low, and FBI just charges forward. Every single attack just eating into Low's health bar. The final volley is enough to pick up the kill there, and Sin pick up the third Infernal and 3 kills off the back of it.
And really, the bottom side of the map for Sin is right now just absolutely taking over the game. Ryoma, FBI, and Rogue are having complete field days amongst the three of them, and it looks like they're going to be able to push in. If this isn't game, it's at least going to be inhibitor #1 down.
These are the guys we were looking to at the start of the series to carry Sin to victory, and I think they've done it.
They're going for the win, I think.
Yeah, in both their games. They've played really well. You have to wonder, if the enemy team already has 2 Infernals, is it worth risking the game?
Yeah, fighting for the third.
Fighting for the third? Because, you know, they were making picks. They were, I mean, we saw in that team fight just then, until they committed for the Dragon, they actually went even in the team fight, and Oriole completely whiffed.
Yep.
So you have to wonder, how much difference would it really make? To TM, apparently it made a world of difference because they were willing to risk the game.
A little trigger happy as well on his Java, just jumping in and then gets crowd control to death. Not even able to use his Cataclysm that last fight, I believe.
Yep, no, you're completely correct. So they didn't have Cataclysm. He flew after Ryoma trying to take him out. And Ryoma made him pay. Oh, this is...
Tegan looking for a hook.
Tegan's got the
CC. Body slam comes
light
through
hands.
Only is here. Hook does not connect from Rogue. Shock is close by. No Ryoma just yet to help out the rest of Sin.
Just look at the respect they're giving each other. I mean, right now, you're completely right. Sin don't want to run into them. They know that the Phantom Dancer Graves, who's about to turn level 16, is very strong at the moment. They know that Shockwave is a big target that they have to look out for. Oh, it was anyway.
Arrow.
Arrow down.
Splits the wickets. The rest of the team still scrambling to find some form of defense.
I think it hit Blinky somewhere in the advanced
Oh! Straight past TM into the AV lineup, and Blinky's copped it square in the face.
At long off.
Yep.
Oh.
Blinky took it, safe hands. Thank you.
Poor guy. Oh.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that one. I had planned to get that set up for the whole time. And
as soon as they picked Ash, you thought, Blinky's got a cop at this game. Didn't give it to him hard enough yesterday.
Oh, he's a good sport though, Bleaky.
Nah, he's a good bloke. Good bloke, Mars.
Sin, though, just slowly trying to close out this game against
almost
TM.
at 10k now.
Yeah, I mean, this one looks like it's actually becoming a little bit academic. Looking for poke with Kratos, thinking there's no threat.
Shot in. Doc looks to the body side back out. Hook a little bit wide from Tegan there.
Shock can get to 16 before the Nexus dies. Maybe we can see something or two.
16 and a death cap is what he needs. Death cap accomplished.
That's part 1. Now he clears these supers on the bottom tower.
He hit 16.
He's 16. All right,
so
here we go.
Flag, drag.
Let's go, boys. This is it.
They're going for the fight. The underway ping's coming through.
That's not how you
Tegan
start it.
books a minion.
Baron's out.
One more clear. Go back, clear bottom. I actually think that Sin should recognize this and not continue this seed. I think that they should just say, you know, we took the bottom lane inhibitor. Baron's now run out.
130 from the next one. It's
Tegan.
not long.
Woohoo! Just to the
0 for
side
3
again.
on Dockler.
Here we
He's got
go.
no flash. Jarvan's in the
Builds
base.
it. Tegan's been hooked up. He's
They're all
locked down.
behind.
He's dead. Redemption being used as well. Dockler very
can still
healthy.
go.
I really like.
They're going in.
Yeah,
Great
FBI, no
looking for it
flash.
on FBI. Shockwave only
Oh.
hits one. Barely missing FBI, who picks up the double kill and turns into an immobile turret. Low now, going to get double body bombs. He's going to fall next. Hook onto Only as well on the back lines. Low gets a kill on Dockler. That's a triple being picked up by the Ashe. Sin pick up 4 kills against TM. Only Low left alive. They're looking to end the game.
Yeah, they certainly should be. I mean, FBI's still up. It's only against Low. Here we go.
They're looking for it. Low tries to do what he can. He's got a Guardian Angel. Will come back to life shortly. FBI and Rogue looking for the kill. Death Center's a little bit too slow, but Ace is picked up by FBI. Sin are able to pick up the reverse sweep here against TM. Looking for that final Nexus turret. Tegan wants a constellation prize. Just gets a minion. He gets hooked in return. Rogue says, I can do it too, Tegan. I can hook you back. Ace is picked up. And TM, they're going to fall here as Sin picks up the 2-1.
Great come from behind victory by Sin Gaming from 1-0 down. I thought much better play in the second 2 games, particularly that last one. The early game looked really strong out of them, especially their bot lane. Obviously, a lot of things to work on still, but look, win's a win.
Certainly is. I mean, it's certainly not the way that they would have wanted to grab it. They definitely wanted all the points today. But I think what they have to acknowledge, they're still a young side, and they're flipping the map on its head. They used to play a lot around flares. Now they're playing around Rogue and FBI, and that's not a bad thing. Rogue and FBI, both stellar players at the moment, but it's going to take a while for them to relearn how to play around that side of the map.
Well, we said that after the first game, when was the last time he won a series?
Yeah.
Right, and it's been a long time for Tegan. So that's got to sting, because that first game was so good from him.
It was so clean. And I mean, when you have a look at the advantage in Game 2, not able to trade half of the map, and then even Game 3 when they started generating picks, it's always going to be at the edge of your mind. It's a big elephant in the room, and unfortunately can't shake it.
Yeah, still gets a single point for their troubles here today. TM played a lot better this week, that's for sure, and they were almost able to pick it up against Sin. But that was the last game that we had for today and this week in the OPL. But to break down that game a little bit further, let's send it back to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Sin there, completing the reverse sweep 2-1 over TM, and it looks like, I didn't say this on camera, so like Carbon said, it doesn't count, but it looks like I had perfect tips this week, so congratulations to me.
Congrats.
Just didn't say it on camera.
I know I did, so it doesn't count, doesn't count. But TM putting up perhaps more of a fight than certainly you guys maybe thought, especially in that first game, but the last 2 games looked a little bit better from Sin. Give us your initial thoughts on this game and also the broad series, Jack.
I think if you're comparing this split to last split, TM are the real winners here. Like in Game 1, obviously they didn't win the series, but they showed a really clean game. You know, they took Baron, ended the game really cleanly. Sin's wins were pretty scrappy. Although they got the wins, they were very scrappy, and they won't be happy with that performance compared to what they did last split.
Yep, agree with Jake. Good to see good signs from TM. They've got a lot of room to improve. Like, they learn from their mistakes. It's just small macro and micro interactions is why they failed to take the win today. And same with Sin. I think they'll be disappointed that these games weren't clean and a lot of their faults were exploited. So I feel like there's both learning to be taken from both sides, and moving into the next weeks, they really need to use these losses and wins to clean up their play.
I want to start by going to a first replay, Destiny. I want to get to you with this one. Juves gets caught out in this mid lane, I think, again. But TM kind of allowed things to fall apart, and Sin really turned this one around. Let's take a look at it now.
Yeah, so a beautiful hit from from T-Gun, Jubes just gets exploded, just doesn't have a chance to do anything. But Ryoma on the Talia, which I really like to see. Good hook, good arrow, and it just looks like that Sin have just coordinated a lot better than TM are. Like, as you can see, Praetor just dives into the backline, but with not much follow-up, and then Dockler just, no one's touching him, so he can do whatever he wants. I felt like Ryoma and Dockler actually had a pretty good performance.
If T-Gun hit that hook at the end, then would that have changed things or anything, or was it already too far gone?
I think it was too far gone. There was no damage follow-up, even if he hit the hook.
Well, the turret gives a couple of turret shots. And then
Maybe if he Talia, but I don't think it was enough. Like, you don't want a team fight with Blitzcrank. You want to play with picks, and that open area does not suit Blitzcrank at all.
Yeah, you want to be playing through the jungle and just sneaking people, or on the sides of
around pink wards.
Yeah, pink. Oh. Interesting. All right. All right, let's go to our second replay then. This is Sin really taking control of the game, Jake. And look, it's a fight in the red topside jungle, and they take some really nice kills here.
Yeah, so this is very good by Sin. They obviously understand that TM have the TP advantage, so they're looking for the fight. Set up a good wall, and yeah, it's a really scrappy split fight. I think it really could have gone either way. I think the casters mentioned it, Only didn't have his ulti from the pick on Ashe just a minute prior. And you see they're all running out right now with blinking red health bars. They couldn't transition it into Baron. That's a close one.
A close one. To maybe get some more information on that close one and in the close series, Jake, Spawn Tiberius is currently standing by right now. I just have to mention it because you're here as well. Anyway, he's standing by right now with Jubes with the interview.
Thanks so much, Kingers. Standing next to the victorious Jubes after a pretty grueling 2-1 set there against TM. Yes. I want to talk to you about the changes that you guys have had in your lineups, because obviously in the past, Flair's big in the top lane for you guys. Now bringing over Dockler, who had a very good Game 2 performance, but playing a little bit more around FBI and Rogue. Is that a conscious thing, or is it just a flexibility that you now have?
I just think that our bot lane's been playing really well. So it's like our bot lane has always been good, and our top lane in Flares was always good. So it made sense to just play around like what was working for us. And I guess through practice, we found that holy shit, we can play around our bot lane too, because they're actually really good. So I wouldn't say that we're just playing around bot lane now, but we've definitely got the options to go both ways. And yeah, I guess that kind of showed. We played Jace in Game 2, and he did really well. And then the last game, Game 3, we just played around bot. All
right, talk to me about Dockler. He comes over. He's a young player from what I know, big Jace player, big carry top laner. What do you like about him? What are you guys still working on as a team?
So what I like about him is he's a carry top laner, so he's notorious for like Fiora Jace only in NA solo queue. He hit like top 15 challenger. He's just got a lot of solo queue habits, like obviously that's expected. Yep. So we're just like working on communication, teleports, and like just like what you see in like team play, if that makes sense. So like, I don't know, he's good to work with, like he's good in lane, and yeah, I think later in the split will be a lot better.
All right, cool. And I know that you guys felt that you, at the end of the last split, were so close with everyone. I mean, could be able to take it to a Direwolves or Legacy or a Chiefs, as you were able to during that gauntlet. First 2 weeks, it has been a little bit up and down. Flashes of brilliance, but then moments where you're kind of looking a little bit wanting. I mean, is this just a time thing for Sin? Do you guys have to reset, or is it, I mean, is the personnel still there? Are you guys still confident that you can end towards the top of the table?
I feel like I say this every split. I say that we need time. Like, we're going to get better towards the end of the gauntlet. But Flares played like he was an integral part of our team, and to lose someone like that, like it's kind of a big shock to the system. And not only that, we haven't been scrimming for that long because we had visa issues for Dockler to come down. So we've probably the most under-practiced OPL team to date. So we're just trying to like pick up points and improve. Like each week we're improving. Like in scrims we're improving, but it's going to take us some time. And like I'm happy with where we're at the moment. I would have liked a 2-0 today, but I think by the end of the season we should be up there with contenders again.
All right. Well, I hope that certainly comes true, mate. Because love seeing you play best of fives. Let's throw it back to Hingers to round out the night.
There we have it. Jubes there saying that he's happy with where they are, but they need a lot of time to get better. And he's right. I mean, last split, I think Sin also lost to TM early on in the split, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
That was when Freydeth brought out Jarvan.
Yeah.
The randomly just Jarvan.
Exactly.
Yeah, that game. Quinn 80 carry as well, I think that was.
Yeah,
that was
all right, let's take a look at the draft phase from that game 3 then as well, because speaking of Jarvan, he's there with Freydeth as well. What in particular stands out to you when you look at this, Jake?
Graves Blitzcrank first rotation from TM. I mean, Sin left Gragas up. They left Thresh up. I mean, well, they didn't
is this comfort? Is this like
yeah,
hey, we're
that's.
just gonna...
I mean, I wanted to bring this up. It seemed like the series kind of devolved. Like I think the first game, really clean win by TM, but then like in the end we just devolved to first picking hook champions and just going for picks.
Obviously, Thresh is a comfort pick for Rogue and do you see is Blitz known as like any kind of counter into that? Like, because if Thresh has already been picked, like, is it just hooks flying everywhere then?
I do know Max does like playing Blitzcrank into Thresh, but I do think Thresh is just a better champion infinitely because he can cancel dashes with his Flay. He has the Lantern while Blitzcrank only has the speed up. And the ultimate difference, like a silence for like an 80% slow, they both do different things, but I do think Thresh is a better champion at the moment.
It's just... sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Also, I feel like Tainted sort of stuffed up in their draft with banning Tahm Kench.
Yeah.
And they just let Rogue get like his best champion and banned out the counter.
Without the counter.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a bit questionable. Also, one thing to touch in the draft was the Zac ban on blue side.
Yeah, so that's just I guess Sin being like, well, we know Juves didn't have a great game on it, so we're just going to take it away from everyone. It's like, well, if I can't have it, no
one can.
Yeah, exactly. If I can't play with it well, we'll take it away from everyone.
There's no point risking it on their behalf.
Exactly. Especially given that only had been shown to be a threat. So if you put him on something like Zac, potentially he could pop off again. Yeah. All right. Well, I actually, I want to go back to Juves' Kha'Zix pick. How do you think that played out this time around? Because when this happened, we were talking about it a bit backstage. We weren't really sure, but what did you guys think?
There was a lot of junglers banned out, wasn't
there?
I think we were discussing and like the only other
Elise
option...
is gone, Zac is gone, Lee Sin's gone.
Yeah, it was just the way the draft went that like the next best jungler was Kha'Zix and
Kha'Zix, Olaf, something like that.
Yeah,
they're all like
he could have picked the Nunu, the carbon cosplay. I won't mention Nunu, sorry, but
even like the nerfed Ivern. It was.
But it was good to see Juves match aggression with aggression. So it was good to see that. But
I also want to look at mid laners because we know the Roam has been popping off lately.
Yeah.
But going up against Shock, who we've talked about, he has a kind of a relatively limited champion pool, but he just played Orianna today, so didn't really affect him that badly.
I think we saw this same matchup about 3 times today.
Yeah.
And it went pretty much the same way each time. The Orianna gets a little bit of 1v1 pressure, but the Taliyah just goes to the side lane.
I'm shocked that Shock picked Orianna.
Boo,
I'm shocked. All right. Avoid the puns. But Ryoma's Taliyah is
really good.
Is really good. Like, you have to give credit.
Yeah.
I felt like he played really well, and even FBI on the Ashe popped off today.
Yeah, it was sick. Finally, I want to just do it. We've been doing it all throughout this series. I just want to look at enemy minions. Neutral minions killed in the enemy jungle again, just to see things popping off. And it's the same. It's always the same with TM. Just only is allowing Predator to sneak away some enemy minions there.
I don't really know if there was much of an excuse this game. This just seems like, I don't know if it's poor pathing, because Juve's lanes seem to be winning, and they didn't. Like, he didn't really influence the lanes that much.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was. Maybe Only's just a thief.
He's a thief.
Yeah.
Shots fired here on the desk. Jack calling Only a thief. Let's take a look at the standings, or the schedule. We're going standings first. Your boys, Direwolves, top of the table. How's it feel?
Booyah.
Booyah. Legacy, they're in second place, equal place with Chiefs and Avant. So that rounds out the top 4. 5th place is Sin Gaming after their 2-1 win today. Abyss in 6th place, and rounding out 7th and 8th is TM and Regicide, both looking for that first series win. Meanwhile, that looks actually not too dissimilar to how things ended last split. So the top 4 or 5 teams the same, and then kind of throughout the rest of it as well.
It doesn't paint a good enough picture. I think all the top 7 teams. Sorry, Regicide, but the top 7 teams, they look really like good contenders, like progressing. Like, this is only the 2nd week, obviously. Could change, but it's looking good for the Gauntlet.
Good to be, I hate to be one of you guys who has to play all these teams, but as a viewer, it's fantastic. Let's take a look at next week's schedule, shall we, as we bring it up on your screens. Sin are going to be playing your boys, AV. Jake, you feeling good about that one?
Yeah, after watching tonight.
Yeah. Regicide take on Chiefs, Tatum Mines Legacy on the Sunday, and then Abyss versus Direwolves. And Abyss were able to take it to Chiefs in a couple of games today. So
not happening, Hingers.
Not happening. Not happening?
Not happening.
Destiny seems very confident. Well, from all of us here at Riot Oceania, we'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank our guests today, Destiny and also Jake, and we will see you all next week. Bye.
Play back. Oh, Tegan hits a minion. Now Low taking a lot of damage. FBI going under the turret. He doesn't care. Captive Audience does not connect. First blood picked up by FBI. Very clean from Sin's bottom lane.
Auto attack.
Top lane though. Blitzcrank's in trouble. He's going to get killed by FBI. Knocked down inside of Cataclysm. Will die eventually to the end. Wow, that's Low that picks up 2 kills. Big crit as well on the backside of that. 2 for 2. Got him. Oh, Shockwave as well. Good night, Jews.
No flash,
the Hook
see you
City.
later.
Tegan's in some trouble though. Rockthrow is dealing good damage. Arrow onto Shock. No clans available for him. He's a dead man. Double teleports coming down. Here comes Praetor from top lane. This is the new top lane objective. Slams on towards FBI. Deletes him. He flashes away. Dockler with a big knockback go. Gets low. Gets another kill.
Good man. It's going to cost him even more.
Roma's got a kill there. Flash play into the hook. How do you like that, Tegan? Taste of your own medicine. Double kill.
Sweet one is when you get...
Oh, FBI! Hooked by Tegan! Flex your muscles, buddy. Big shockwave. Stu's going to take a lot of damage. Almost goes down, but not quite. Hook onto Low. He's going to flash away. Almost going to take it down. Barrel from Dockler snipes him off. That's actually a double kill picked up by him. Big Cataclysm coming out from Praetor, but it's not going to do too much. He's just being knocked back left and right. FBI almost falling. Just look at the low health bars on Sin. TM just can't find a way to kill them. Only just throw out his ultimate. He's incredibly low. Praetor gets locked down. Big shockwave will kill Juve.
Jungler dead.
Will be a redemption to keep the rest of Sin alive.
Here we go. No flash. Jarvan's in the base.
Tegan's been hooked up. He's locked down. He's dead. Redemption being used as well. Dockler very healthy.
I really like.
They're going in. Praetor looking for it on FBI. Shockwave only hits one. Barely missing FBI, who picks up the double kill and turns into an immobile turret. Low now going to get double body bombs. He's going to fall next. Hook onto Only as well on the back lines. Low gets a kill on Dockler. That's a triple being picked up by the Ashe. They're looking for it. Low tries to do what he can. He's got a Guardian Angel. Will come back to life shortly. FBI and Rogue looking for the kill. Death Center's a little bit too slow, but Ace is picked up by FBI. Sin are able to pick up the reverse sweep here against TM. Looking for that final Nexus turret. Tegan wants a Constellation Prize, just gets a minion, and he gets hooked in return. Rogue says, I can do it too, Tegan. I can hook you back. Ace is picked up, and TM, they're going to fall here as Sin picks up the 2-1.